I know it might shock you, but my husband and I, after 42 years, still have fights. I should say arguments. And it's easier for one of us to let them go than it is the other. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching these Bacon Bits. And if you like what you see and hear and learn, please remember to like, subscribe, share. And if you feel my ministry is blessing you, please consider blessing me financially with the Buy Me a Coffee link below. So, men and women. And this may seem obvious, but I'm just going to explain a little bit. When my husband and I have an argument, and it's just one of those that just, the men can let it go in a very quick amount of time, but usually the woman cannot. And so, first of all, for you men out there, I'm trying to help you understand your wife isn't going to forget right away because she just isn't capable of it. Not because she wants to hold on to it, not because she wants to be annoyed by you, but because it's the way God made women different than men. So let me just explain something that I've explained before, but in a different way. So the female brain, we have, well, the male brain too. We all have the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, this corpus callosum, which goes down the center of the brain, sends messages to and from one side to another. So it makes connections. And all of our brains are the same when we are in our mother's wombs. But the male baby at some point gets a shot of testosterone, which singes the pathways in this corpus callosum here. So the left hemisphere is no longer speaking to the right hemisphere. That's the men. But let me start with the women here. Is that because you may be flaring up and you're arguing about money, or you're arguing about the kids, you're arguing about in-laws, or wherever it may be, the female's brain is making these connections, hormones, fluids, they're going to and fro, they're affecting her whole body. So even if she wants to forget, she cannot, because it's just going. So first of all, cut your wife slack. We wish we could be like you men. We wish we could let something go. We're not doing it because we want to be annoying witches. We're doing it because we can't do anything otherwise. But that being said, you've got to cut us some slack, and you've got to, in that sense, feel pity for us. But too many men want us, get over it. You're still thinking about that? You're still pondering it? Unlike you men, we have to actively, consciously try to work it out of our head. So when it's like touching a hot stove and your hand being burnt. What many men want is first to go, forget it. You got burnt half hour ago. Why are you still throbbing? Because it still burns. So when we've had an argument, it's the same thing. The hurt is still throbbing. And so we actively have to ask God for the grace. Lord, help me to push this out, try to consciously think about something else, try to consciously do something else, but it's still there. Again, you men don't have to exercise a negative situation or any situation out of your brain. We do. But why did God make us different than you? Why did God allow us to do that? There is a gift in the female's ability to make connections, or as we should say, relationships. That's why women are typically better at relationships than men. We can make relationships between people and concepts and thoughts and situations that the male brain is just not as capable of doing. So that's a reason I wanted to do this video, is to explain to you that we're not doing what we're doing on purpose. And in that sense, you do need to have pity on us. You do need to forgive us. But the males, for you guys, when you have that singeing of this corpus callosum here, and you have a fight about the finances or the kids or the mother-in-law or whatever it is, in 20 minutes, it is gone. I mean, it's just gone. And you don't have to ever think about it. You won't think about it unless you're forced to think about it or reminded, which is why you're like, wait, what? We had a fight yesterday. Well, oh, you're bringing that up. What are we? And you have to technically go there again and rethink about it and remind yourself, okay, what was that about? So whereas we have to actively try to escape from a conversation or a fight, you have to actively try to go back into it, which is why so many men are like, why are you still there? Why are you still going? Oh, she's still talking about the thing she was talking about 20 years ago. Well, if it hasn't been resolved, it's going to keep firing. If you got burnt on the stove and the blister never heals. It's going to keep burning. So I don't know if that's the better analogy or if there could be a better one. But women want to resolve things, not that men don't. And I don't want to say women want to resolve it, because there's a lot of men that want to resolve things too. But it's more about that if it's still throbbing in this analogy, it has to be dealt with. It's hard to be forgotten. And we have to actively try to make it go away. It's easier for us to actively try to make it go away if you guys help us and you support us and you're like, okay, look, I know that's going to keep you fried for a while. Don't judge us, don't get angry at us, understand. And sometimes a little bit of humility is required, because you're like, God did make it so that she can keep going. Maybe I need to listen. Maybe whatever she's saying needs to be brought back up. Maybe she's mentioning something that needs to be healed. Maybe she's pointing something out that I keep doing. I could take this subject in 1,000 different directions, but for the most part, that is the purpose of this. The woman's ability to remember something is far greater than the male's, because of the way various other things in our life can go back and make that connection and keep it alive. Call it a gift, call it a curse. I guess it depends on what the situation is. But this video is for understanding. We don't want to stay angry. We don't want to keep thinking about it. But we don't have a choice. God made us different. Appreciate the other and work selflessly with your spouse in understanding how God made his or her brain and how you guys can best interact and meet the needs of the other, whether you're having an argument, a conversation, or a fight. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching this Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life. I'm stuttering, right? Remember to live your life sunny side up.